All right, kicking off in the South region, episode 2 here. First game on Thursday is 12:40, 13 Troy against 4 Nebraska. Troy getting 13.5 points. This is my favorite underdog of the tournament. Must have, can't lose. Troy covering, win, give me it all. I feel like every time I watch this team, they're just filthy. Something about them, can't help it. Got them going to at least the Sweet 16 here.
Oh, yeah. This Nebraska team, funny enough, I mean, look, this Nebraska team's obviously not the same as every other Nebraska team that's came before them. However, Nebraska's never made it out of the first round of the tournament, no matter what seed they've been in, which is shocking for a Power 5 team to hear. But, when Sam Hoiberg, who averages like 6 points a game, is like your most influential player.
Yeah, also fuck Fred Hoiberg and his son.
Yeah, that guy sucks. It's a battle of the sons. Guy on Troy has a kid on the team, so watch out for that. Jot that down. I've heard a ton of good stuff about this Detroit team. If Price Samford doesn't play well for Arkansas, I feel like there's going to be an issue. I'm going to take Troy to win this game, believe it or not.
So we both got Troy. So no way they win now. Okay. Moving on. 3:15, or I don't even know what number that is. I wrote down. 12 McNeese against 5 Vanderbilt. McNeese getting 11.5 points, and I'm taking them to cover and win. Don't like this Vandy team too much.
Hey now.
Even though they were playing good basketball over the last week or so. I'm going to take McNeese. 10-game win streak, 14-1 their last 15. Another dog. I like the dogs in this region.
Friends, kid.
Yeah. What do you got, Dawes? What do we got?
I have the exact opposite. I think that this Vanderbilt team fucking been playing out of their minds over the last 15 games.
Yeah, they do for a loss. Only the win streaks count when they're.
They got their loss. They lost to Arkansas. What are you talking about, dude? Count. Lost the fucking SEC championship, kid. Vandy's led by elite guard play. You're going to hear me say this for fucking half the teams, but whatever. Tyler Tanner and Duke Miles, 2 great contributors. And I'm going to pick Vandy strictly because this isn't the same fucking McNeese team we watched last year that had Quadir Copeland, Will Wade. The only thing that's like similar about this McNeese team is the boombox guy, Amir Khan, came back because Will Wade probably kicked him off the fucking sideline because he was being a moron. That being said, I'm going to take Vandy to cover everything.
Okay. Moving on, 6:50, we got 11 VCU going up against 6 UNC. UNC giving 2.5 points. VCU's played really well, 16-1 the last 17, but I'm taking UNC spread, UNC to win. They've played really well all year, played pretty well, decently against Duke. I'm taking UNC.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at every single article that is covering college basketball in the last 48 hours, they would tell you, and the odds makers would tell you, that this is definitely the closest game. I mean, a 2.5 point spread for an 11-6. VCU is only plus 120. So I feel like there's going to be thousands upon millions of fucking bets on VCU, money line probably. So I'm going to fade the public and also take him with Carolina minus 2.5.
All right. Moving on at 7:35, we've got 10 Texas A&M not going to 7 St. Mary's. Texas A&M getting 3.5 points. I'm taking A&M points and them to win simply because I'll never bet on St. Mary's ever again in my life. They are my one absolute barred college basketball team to gamble on. They never win me money.
Yeah, St. Mary's is my exact opposite of that, where every time I bet against St. Mary's, they tell me to go fuck myself. So I'm going to go with St. Mary's minus 3.5 here, or plus 3.5 here, whatever it is. They're going to win. Doesn't matter. By a lot of points. This St. Mary's team beat Gonzaga this year. I mean, and this A&M team really hasn't been all that impressive, and I think, a weaker SEC than last year. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right. Fair. All right, 9:25. We've got the Ivy League champs 14 Penn against 3 Illinois. Penn getting 24.5 points. I'm going to take Penn to cover, but Illinois to win. Penn just because they beat the Yale Bulldogs, one of the best teams in college basketball, obviously. Penn to cover.
Top 16 in the net, dude.
Yeah, and they're not even in the tournament. Should have got a bid, dude.
Yeah, should have counted that Lodge, dude.
What do you?
Fucking, we got another perennial white boy tournament candidate in TJ Power. Had a huge Ivy League championship final, but I mean, this Illinois team is just
very good.
Spread the floor, very stretch the floor. The Ivasic brothers are fucking unbelievable. Pay his kid Andres, unbelievable. Keaton Wagler is going to be a top 20 draft pick. So I'm going to actually take Illinois minus 24.5 because I think this fucking Penn team's just happy to be here, and I don't think it's going to end very well for them.
All right. Moving on at 10:10 on Thursday, we got 15 Idaho versus number 2 Houston. Idaho getting 23.5 points, and Houston kills everybody in their sight. So I'm going to take Houston to cover and win. That's about all there is to that pick. Houston just, when they tend to have the whole beat the shit out of somebody down pretty good pat. So
I did think about it for a little bit, only because Houston fucking plays a kind of UVA-ish, fucking bore you to death on offense, use the entire shot clock. Emmanuel Sharp and fucking Kingston Flemings are definitely the best defensive guard duo in the country. But, I mean, I looked at this Idaho team and a couple of their final scores and a couple of their games, and I'm starting to think that this Idaho team doesn't even score, 45 points. Like, I'd be worried that, like, Houston, let me rephrase that. I don't think that Idaho's going to get past 20 points in the first half. I think it's going to be that bad. I think it's going to be like a 45-19 halftime score.
They're going to cover at half.
They're going to cover, at half and maybe give it up at the end, but I mean, whatever.
All right. Moving on to Friday at 6:50, 9 Iowa against 8 Clemson. Iowa getting 2.5 points. I got Iowa to cover and win.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of close losses to lots of good teams late, and not a huge fan of this Clemson team, even though they've played some pretty good basketball down the stretch. That's about all I got.
Yeah, I mean, I got the same thing. I think Bennett Sturtz is the best senior guard in the country. Fine to be another one. I mean, he's averaging 22 points a game in the Big Ten. I think this team goes as he goes, and look, I mean, this is a guy that also was in the tournament last year and fucking dismantled a 6-seed Missouri team and just lulled them to death. I mean, fucking had 20 points and the final score was 65-48. Ben McCollum is a phenomenal defensive coach. I think his first season at Iowa went pretty damn well, given Iowa's not necessarily a huge basketball attraction when it comes to maybe first-year transfers and in a first-year coach's first year, I should say. So, yeah, I'm going to take Iowa.
All right.
On everything. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave Florida a tough time in the second round.
All right. Yep, and then the last game in the South region is the winner of Lehigh and UMBC going to play Florida.
Oh, that's about it, right? I mean, fucking Florida's not going to lose.
No. Yep. All right, so
place all your bets on UMBC right now.
Yep. And
you want to see it? You want to see if we're wrong yet? Let's check. UMBC's down 6. All right. It's all right.
Solid. All right, moving on to the East region, the last region here, the toughest region. argue with a wall.
I mean, no, you're right. You're right. I think top to bottom, even I would say seed 1 to 9. This is absolutely the toughest region out of the four.
Yeah. All right, kicking off the entire tournament on Thursday at 12:15. We got 9 TCU against 8 Ohio State. TCU getting 2.5 points. I've got Ohio State covering and winning just because like they're playing unbelievable basketball right now. Even though TCU's 12-2 in the last 14 games with wins over Iowa State and Texas Tech, I just think Ohio State's playing such good basketball against the top of the Big Ten. And that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be the toughest game of the first round to pick.
Yep.
Strictly because these two teams play such different styles of basketball. Ohio State, I mean, Bruce Thorne and John Mobley. I mean, Bruce Thorne averages 20 a game. John Mobley's a 40% 3-point shooter. Meanwhile, TCU, plays in those Big 12 dogfights where it's like, might not be very attractive to watch, but I mean, they've won some incredible games this year. Beat Florida early in the season. Beat West Virginia, their best fucking win of the year, kid. No, all right. All jokes aside, David Punch and Xavier Edmonds. Xavier Edmonds being the number 1 JUCO player last year, transferred to TCU, had a pretty decent season. I think Edmonds is definitely going to be the X factor of this game. If he doesn't hit his 2 or 3 threes when he needs to, I think TCU is going to be in trouble. So I'm going to take Ohio State minus 2.5. Just because you said, I mean, they've played some ridiculous basketball down the stretch. Beat Iowa in the Big Ten tournament, played Michigan to a 3-point game or 4-point game in the Big Ten tournament. So, but the only thing I'm scared about that is I feel like that's everyone's logic for this right now. So, I mean, we could be both wrong about this, but we'll see. But right now, I think everyone's on Ohio State minus 2.5.
It seems to be that way. Moving on Thursday at 1:30, we got 11 South Florida against 6 Louisville. South Florida getting 5.5. I've got South Florida covering and winning. American champs, 11-game win streak, 17-2 coming down the stretch. I haven't been in love with this Louisville team. I think South Florida is just playing some great basketball. I think this is another 11 seed. Those big old 6-11 seed matchups over the years. Give me.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go back to even last year, fucking 3 11 seeds won last year. This game for USF and Brian Goldson is, I don't even know if his first name is Brian. I think his last name's Goldson now. Is huge for him. He's from Buffalo or the West New York area, so it's kind of a home game for him. And I do think they cover the 5.5, but I think Louisville ekes out just a very close one at the end. I think USF's the super, super, super trendy 11 right now. Probably the most popular picked 11 to beat the 6 because they play that Nate Oates style offense where they fucking run up and down the floor. They're top 20 in scoring. But I mean, I don't think Pat Kelsey loses another first round game after last year, especially after getting embarrassed by Creighton. So I'm going to take Louisville to just eke one out in this one.
All right. Moving on to 250, we got the 1 seed Duke going up against 16 Siena. Duke giving them 28.5 points. I'm going to take Duke not to cover, just simply because.
Fuck Duke, kid.
Fuck Duke, kid. Fucking squares, kid.
That being said, I'm taking Duke minus 28.5 because I didn't even know Siena had a basketball team, so.
Yeah, whatever. They're going to fucking cover, kid. At 4 o'clock, we got 14 seed North Dakota State going up against 3 Michigan State. North Dakota State getting 16.5 points. I've got Michigan State covering just because, just like you just said, I didn't even know North Dakota State had a basketball team. So here we are.
This isn't the FCS championship, so I'm going to go Michigan State minus 24.5. This isn't FCS football.
Carson Wentz is not here.
Carson Wentz is not here to save you. I think Jeremiah. Maybe
he will be. Maybe he'll be at the game.
I I was about to say Jeremiah Fears. I think Jeremy Fears Jr. has gotten a lot of criticism, for maybe being a little dirty, a little icky. But I think he's going to shut a lot of people up in this tournament. I think Michigan State probably gets to the 3-2 matchup with UConn, hopefully, presumably. Maybe, who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
But yeah, that's about it.
All right. All right. Moving on to Friday night, 7 o'clock. We got 12 Northern Iowa against 5 St. John's. St. John's giving them 10.5 points. I like the Johnnies to cover. Obviously, just beat the brakes off of UConn in the Big East Championship game.
You don't love saying that, kid.
They're feeling pretty rejuvenated since that big loss to UConn a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, give me the Johnnies to cover.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I think the St. John's team's playing great. And, this UNI team's also, this is not to disparage this UNI team at all. Lead the country in scoring defense, less than 62 points a game. It's great. But, again, haven't played anybody to the stature of St. John's all year. St. John's is riding a high that it's probably higher than, anybody in the country right now when you talk about, how good – about wondering how good this team was. You know what I mean? I watched them lose to Providence by 6. You're just fucking loving me talking about this right now. Lost them, lose to Providence. Watched them lose to Providence. Watched them lose to Bama early on. And they've just turned around. They've played great. Beat UConn by 20. I'm still going to take St. John's, though. So, yeah, -10.5. Sorry for going on that little spiel there.
All right. No, fuck you. 7:25, 10 UCF against 7 UCLA. UCF getting 5.5. I'm taking UCF to cover and win.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, I think the UCF's just played tougher teams all year. I think UCLA's lost a lot of bad basketball games. So, every time I watch a UCLA basketball game all year, they've been pretty fucking bad. And their coach is also a fucking dildo. So,
yeah, I think everybody in the world, except for Mick Cronin's family and a couple people, don't hate Mick Cronin.
Yeah, not even Cincinnati fans anymore, probably.
This game's a great guard matchup of Themis Folks and Riley Kugel on UCF against Donovan Dent, who's one of the best guards in the Big Ten. I think UCL has the advantage inside. Tyler Bilodeau's averaging fucking 15 and whatever. UCF on the interior isn't as strong as I would like to admit them to be. So I'm going to go UCLA here. Also going to take them to cover.
All right. Moving on to 9:45 on Friday night. We got 13 Cal Baptists going up against 4 Kansas. Cal Baptist getting 14.5 points. I actually have Cal Baptist covering here. End of the season on a 15-2 streak. Kansas blown out by Houston late. Obviously, Houston's a juggernaut in a sense, but I figure this Kansas team should be probably, looking better than they did down the stretch. So I'll take Cal Baptist to cover.
Okay. I'm going to take the opposite.
Yeah.
So when you look at this Cal Baptist team, Dominique Daniels averages almost 23 points a game. Yeah, whatever. Great scorer. Sure. Great score. Yeah, sure. However, dude's 5'10". He's going to be playing guards that are 4 or 5 inches taller than him. Not going to get the shots he's going to want to get off. I think Melvin Council is a fucking junkyard dog, as fucking Fran Fraschilla says. I think he's going to lock him up all night. I think Darren Peterson's going to shut a couple people up for, his committance. His committance, is that a word? Sure. His committance to this fucking tournament. I think he's going to shut a lot of people up. I think he's going to have fucking 20, 20, 20, 20, all the way to the Elite Eight. Yeah, so I'm going to take Kansas.
All right. Moving on to one of the last games of the round of 64, making me wait through 32 different basketball games to get here. We got 15 Furman going up against number 2 UConn. Obviously going to take them to cover the 20.5 and win, even though everybody seems to love this Furman team. Honestly, I still have yet to really realize why at 22-12 they love them so much.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
maybe you can explain it, but I still have yet to
no,
find that
firm. I mean,
reason.
they
They've done
weren't the
nothing. I
ones seed
don't
in their
understand.
conference.
I don't get what they've done.
They weren't the ones seed in their conference. I guess they must have just been playing good basketball down the stretch. But um, UConn is getting, I think, penalized right now from not from anybody that really cares, but from the public strictly because they lost to St. John's that bad. I don't think it's gonna fucking affect anything. I think Braylon Mullins gets back on track. I think Terrace Reed has a huge game, and I think they fucking this is gonna be like I'm pissed off. This game's gonna be over after the first 5 minutes. It's gonna be a double digit game. They're gonna win by fucking 40. So yeah, that's it.
It's going to be a problem if it doesn't end
I
that
think it
way.
should be.
It's
I
going to
think
be a
it should be
huge
a
problem if
statement
this is
game.
any sort of basketball game.
I think that it's going to be a wake up call for the rest of this East region to realize that UConn's uh, not going to be fucked around with this
Yeah,
year.
count your
As I think,
fucking days, Dookies.
as, as I think a lot of people think, UConn's on the downtrend. I don't think they are at all.
Yep, go Huskies. That's an episode. That's 2 episodes.
Wait, hold on. We're not doing the crown, dude. What's up with that?
What do you got? The West Virginia spread down? Who the fuck do they even play?
They play. Who do they play the first game? They play Stanford. Kind of a huge game.
Huge,
Stanford,
huge
Stanford won 20
game.
games this year.
Huge
Why is it
game.
Stanford in, dude? Why is
Huge
it
game.
Stanford in, dude? Tell me.
Because they're probably about to lose to West Virginia in the crown.
Well, obviously, yeah.
All right, that's
So let me ask you this, dude. Hold on. Let me ask you this, dude. Fucking Texas is 18-14 with 5 quad 1 wins and a quad 3 loss. Why is West Virginia not in the tournament, dude?
I gave you my reason because they played a good stretch of basketball, lost to some good teams down the stretch. West Virginia doesn't have one good doesn't even have one good stretch of basketball with they
They don't. No,
some good
dude, I don't
wins.
know, dude. Just wait for Miles fucking Sadler, kid. It's so good. All right, that's it.
All right, see you.
That's all I got.
See you Saturday morning. Cause we're gonna wake up and we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Hungover as fuck.
We'll do it live at Ben's
After-
house, dude.
Yep.
Fucking live at Ben's house.
Nah,
man.
I fucking see you later, kid.